Did you know that the dome of the St. Sava temple weighs 4,000 tons? The cross on it alone weighs 4 tons. Lifting the dome of the temple to a height of 40 meters was an almost unimaginable construction undertaking in 1989. This is also shown by the fact that no one in the world had done such a thing until then. Only USA and USSR had the technology to lift such weights. The builder's plan was to hire an American-Swedish company for this task. However, thanks to the engineers of the company Prva Petoletka from Trsteničani, Serbia created an original solution in record time. When the experts from Petoletka heard that foreigners had gotten the job, they rebelled. They were convinced that they could do the same thing better and cheaper, and the famous Serbian defiance worked a little in them. At first, no one believed they would succeed. The Americans' reaction, when they heard they were losing job, was that we would come back to them in a few days. The management of the Trsteničani giant was not entirely sure at first that they would be able to carry out what the experts had in mind. Engineers Tomislav Cvetkovic, in charge of hydraulics, and Strahinja Golubovic, designer for automation and electronics, led the entire process. The construction company Trudbenik prescribed to Petoletka the characteristics of electro-hydraulic hoists. The designers of Petoletka Engineering, a subsidiary located in Belgrade, constructed them. The speed of lifting the dome was capped at a maximum of 2.5 meters per day. An additional problem was that the dome must not be lifted unevenly. In that case, the entire structure would fall apart and the dome would crack. For the operation, a computer was made only for the purpose of controlling the lifting process. "280 electronic elastometers were placed on dome. The results were checked by a computer. The entire dome lifting process was fully automated. The computer could interrupt it at any time if an error occurred. The temple remained as a symbol not only of Belgrade and Serbia, but of all Orthodox Christianity and everlasting proof of power of Serbian economy at the time. Lifting of a dome was completed on June 26, 1989. At its peak at the time, Petoletka had 16,000 employees in more than a dozen factories in central Serbia. To comparison, Trsteničani had a population of about 15,000. Petoletka exported its products to 40 countries. operation of lifting the dome was monitored, around the clock by thousands of citizens, who gathered in front of the temple. Of course, a large number of media were also attracted, including several world TV stations. The first liturgy under the dome was held on June 25, 1989. Some 150,000 people attended the liturgy. Sadly, Petoletka went from being a leader in the hydraulics and pneumatics industry to the status of a bankrupt company. Trudbenik had the same destiny, as did a huge part of the Serbian construction and machinery industry.